Do you know how to set your goals which can lead you to extraordinary success in life? You must avoid these goal setting mistakes that we shall discuss in this video. In order to get to where you want to go, you must first determine your end point and then work backwards to outline the steps from that point to where you are now. So this is why goal setting is so important. But the problem is 80% of the people do not set any goals in life. And even out of the 20% that do set goals, they do not know how to set goals. So in this video, you will learn firstly, what are the major reasons people fail to achieve their goals? Secondly, what are the attributes of highly successful and the wealthiest people of the world? And thirdly, how the quality of our goals is responsible to generate that inner drive and that motivation to achieve our goals. But before we proceed, kindly allow me to pray my gratitude to my Guru. Om Ram Shri Kanaiyalal Sharmaye Namaha. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. So we all know why people fail to achieve their goals. There are basically 5 major reasons for it. First is the fear of failure. Some people not even try to attain their goals because they are afraid of failure. And they are afraid of what if they fail, what will others say? The root cause of this is lack of self-belief and lack of self-esteem. The second is lack of commitment to the goal. Fixing goals and writing goals is one thing, but unless you are 100% committed to work towards your goals, you can never achieve any goal in life. Commitment is crucial for attaining any goal. The third is procrastination. Many people set goals, they even write down the dates, they set checkpoints, but never begin taking action. They keep postponing taking any action. So this could be either due to their inner anxiety or due to an unclear vision of their future self. The fourth is analysis and paralysis, or the need for perfection. Many people, they let so many questions and doubts paralyze them. They want to start only when they think they are perfect. The need for perfection keeps them from taking their next step forward. And fifth is lack of motivation to change. Many people, they lack that motivation to move out of their comfort zones. There are only 2 motivating factors, that cause people to change. One is pain and the other is pleasure. We move out of our comfort zones only under 2 circumstances. First, when we have reached the threshold of pain. That is, we cannot bear the pain of life any longer. And secondly, when we are pulled by the goal which is much bigger than us. And you also know what differentiates the high achievers or the wealthiest of the world from the rest of the people. The super achievers are, as you know, first is ambitious, then courageous, they are highly motivated and inspired, they are continuous learners, and they are determined, and most importantly, they are persistent against failures. I am sure all of us want to have these qualities. But the million-dollar question is, despite knowing what is required to achieve our goals, despite knowing what holds us back from achieving our goals, why is it that only 3% of the people, they achieve their big goals of life? Think of it. How many of us want to have more wealth and and a comfortable lifestyle in our life. We know the reward that we will get if we work hard. But tell me, despite knowing this, how many of us are actually able to work hard consistently? Why do we still procrastinate and keep postponing working towards our goals? The secret that the wealthiest people of the world follow is given by Bhagavad Gita. And I'm sure most of you would have heard it so many times. And the shloka of Bhagavad Gita says, Karmaneva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phal hetur bhur ma te sango stava karmani. It means, do thy duty. Reward is not thy concern. You have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not to be attached with the fruits of your action. And never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities, nor be attached to inaction. Now, you would be wondering, how can we remain motivated if there is no expectation of a reward? Now, here is the catch, which only 1% of the people of the world truly understand, and it will blow off your mind. In this shloka, Bhagwan Shri Krishna says, do thy duty, reward is not thy concern. He surely does not say that you will not get the results of your karma. That is the law of the universe. What Lord Krishna says is, do not be attached to the result. It is the attachment that is the problem. There is nothing bad about being wealthy. How can wealthy being bad when Mahalakshmi represents wealth? The concern is about our attachment to wealth. When we are attached to the reward, our mind becomes sense-oriented. And the sense-oriented mind is the weakest mind. Because when you give into attachment or raga, you are allowing yourself to experience the consequences of the attachment, which are only frustration or anger, anxiety and fear. And these emotions then become your biggest bottlenecks in your journey to success and achievement of goals in life. This is the biggest trap we unknowingly enter due to our attachment. Our attachment is the biggest trap door which leads us to pain and misery. Maharshi Patanjali says in Yoga Sutra, Avidya asmita raga dvesha abhinivesha klesha. He says the only cause of pain and suffering in human life are, first is avidya, which means ignorance about our true self. Second is asmita, or which is identifying with our ego consciousness, that I am separate from others. The third is raga, which means too much attachment with material things. The fourth is dvesha, which is the other side of the coin, which is aversion or disliking of certain things. And lastly, fifth one is abhinivesha, that is our deep-seated anxiety or fear. Maharshi says there is not a sixth thing apart from these five things which are the cause of all your pain and suffering. So, if you have a dream goal which you wish to manifest, ask yourself, why do you want to achieve this goal? And if your awareness is rooted in ego consciousness, your goals would be limited to satisfying your ego needs. For example, do you desire to have a Mercedes-Benz luxury car just because your neighbor has got it, or just because you want to flaunt it as a symbol of your power and your ego consciousness? Then in such a case, your inner drive to achieve your goal would be very limited. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Kam esha, Krodha esha, Rajo Guna Samudbhava Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyane Mihi Vairinam. That means Lord Krishna says, it is the desire or that lust alone which is born out of Rajoguna or our passion. And then it gets transformed into anger. Our lust or desire is our biggest enemy in the world. And there are only fundamentally 5 kinds of desires: to see, to hear, to smell, to taste, and to touch. So all the desires, they originate from our sense orientation. Why is desire considered as the biggest enemy? It's because desire begets anger and greed. Desire is the mother of anger and greed. Anger arises after the fulfillment of a desire is obstructed. And desire is such a disease that it can never be satiated. The more we fulfill it, the more it gets inflamed. Bhagavatam states that the lure of the sensual pleasures inflates the greed. Na jatu kahma kamanam upbhogen shamyati havisha krishna vatramev bhuye eva abhivardhate. That means fulfilling the desires of the senses does not extinguish them. Just like when you offer ghee into a burning fire, it does not extinguish the fire, but it makes the fire blaze even stronger. And why do we desire? When we repeatedly contemplate that there is happiness in some object, our mind then naturally becomes attached to it. Thus, attachment leads to desire. From desire arises anger and greed, and from anger will arise subsequent enemies like illusion or jealousy or envy. And then the entire downward spiral leading to your ruin, it begins with seeking happiness in some sense objects. We all want to be happy, but when we mistakenly start looking for happiness in material objects, we start entering into the trap of Maya. That is the downward spiral of anger, of greed, of jealousy and hatred. Now, do you think that the vibrations of anger, of jealousy and greed and hatred, would we be able to overcome all the obstacles in the path to success? That's the reason we give up so soon. That's the reason we start procrastination. And that's the reason we are not able to gather enough energy to reach to our goals. And even those of us who somehow they make it to their small life goals, it is always at the expense of our health, our relationship, and at the expense of the peace of mind. So, the trio of lust, greed, and desire, they only strengthen your limbic mind or the sense-oriented mind. And this then turns into the root cause of procrastination. Can you all see the connection now? Then, how do you come out of this trap? It's by aligning with your higher mind, by aligning with your buddhi or intellect, your power of discrimination. When you give up your attachment to the result, you are strengthening your prefrontal cortex mind. You are then banishing your cravings of lust and of greed. There is one more important thing this shloka mentions. That Bhagavan Krishna says, never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities. It means never consider yourself as the doer. Why? Simply because the feeling that I am the doer strengthens your ego consciousness, which again is the part of the trio of Manas, Chitta and Ahankar. When you are strengthening your ahankar or your ego consciousness, you are in fact strengthening your limbic mind. It means you are creating obstacles for your own progress. So if you have to banish procrastination forever from your life, you have to weaken the trio of chit, ahankar and the sense attachment of mind. How do we weaken ahankara? We can do it by nishkam seva or selfless service, which is nothing but service without attachment or without results. The voice of the ego is, what's in it for me? We need to change our inner voice from what is in it for me to how can I serve? Who becomes fearful? It's our ego mind, our limbic mind that becomes anxious, that becomes fearful of failure, that becomes fearful of criticism, becomes angry when your desire is not fulfilled. So it takes you into the spiral of lower vibrations. Now tell me, who are your idols in life? Some of you may be thinking about idolizing about Elon Musk or maybe Bill Gates or Dhirubhai Ambani or Mother Teresa. No, now let me ask you, why do you admire these people? And why millions of others also admire them and they want to become like them? Would you admire Elon Musk if he had set goals just to have a big house or have a Mercedes-Benz car for himself or just have a couple of personal aeroplanes for himself? No. You admire them because they set their goals to serve humanity. And wealth was just a byproduct. That's how all the wealthiest of the people of this earth are made up of. Their focus was not materialistic goal. Their goal was to serve humanity, and wealth always follows them. So when your goal and mission is not attached to materialistic things, when you give up the doership, when you bypass your ego consciousness, miracles will start happening in your life. When you start caring for others, God starts caring for you. And when divinity starts caring for you, there is no limit of abundance you can have. You must have all heard this shloka of Bhagavad Gita thousands of times in your life. I am just trying to show you how foolish are we when we get attached to just material goals. How foolish are we cutting the very branch that we are sitting on. And when we fall down, instead of realizing our own fault, we start blaming God. Why me, God? What have I done? Why this pain and suffering to me? So, if you desire to allow abundance in all areas of your life, your goals should be aligned to only two outcomes. The first is, your goal should be to evolve yourself as a better human being. A goal which makes you a better human being. A goal which improves your inner good qualities of determination, of willpower, of gratitude, of unconditional love for all humanity and all beings of creation. And secondly, your goal should be to contribute to the well-being of creation. And if you can combine both of these outcomes as your goal in life, if you can combine your unique talent and link it with the service of humanity, money and abundance will flood your life. They come as the byproduct. That is the true meaning of dharma. Then the wealth you earn will just be a byproduct, but it will come in huge proportions. That's what it can make you among the wealthiest people on the earth. So, wealth mindset is a spiritual mindset. Ma Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, comes only to those whose hearts and minds are pure. and are dedicated to the service of humanity. And when you contribute your best for the evolution and for the evolution of the universe, when you contribute to make this universe a better place to live in, the universe showers and blesses you with all the wealth and abundance. That's what the true meaning of this shloka of Bhagavad Gita is. There is no one out there, no one else other than you alone who is responsible for your current state of life. It is you alone who has the power to make your life extraordinary. A life which millions others would dream to follow and live. You can either live a default life and continue getting tossed up and down on the waves of pain and suffering of life, or you can design your life. The choice is yours. And if you wish to learn the secrets of life, of how to live an extraordinary life, you can join my free workshop, whose link is given below. In my free workshop, I tell you the secrets to design your extraordinary life. And I am your brother guide to prosperity, and my mission is to help you realize the dreams of your life and help you achieve something worthwhile in life for which your family, your parents, and your children can be proud of.